to La Vida Rosa. I'm your host Pinky, and today we're going to be talking about Married at First Sight, Season 16, Episode 2. If you'd like to see more, then just stay tuned, like, comment, and subscribe. And without further ado, let's get into this video. Okay, y'all, at least they gave us 3 ceremonies this episode. We already know they're going to drag this out. So I'm just going to start with the couples that didn't have their ceremony yet. We have Dominique and McKinley. Still not getting old soul vibes from her. Like, girl, just because you are the most mature out of your friend group, that doesn't make you an old soul. Like, I don't know who said what to whom, but they lied. Okay, you are not an old soul. If anything, you like are very indicative of today's culture of women that like to go out and party. And then I think about it, maybe because you're best friends with your mom, that doesn't make you an old soul either. Your mama is basically curating your life at this point. I mean, she's the one who signed you up for Married at First Sight. You seem the type that don't plan things. You just the type to do whatever just because. I see why she wanted to help you choose somebody, because it seemed like you'll just choose anybody just because y'all vibing, or you know what I'm saying? Like, that's the kind of vibe I get from you. And I believe she chose the first dress she tried on. Like, when you only try on one dress, oh, this the one, it just shows me, do you really care? I think somebody could have given you any like strapless dress and you would have been like, that's the one. And it's okay not to be super picky about your dress, but I don't know, it just goes in line with their personality of just fly by the seat of your pants. Oh, it don't matter. I really don't have much to say about McKinley. He doesn't show much of his personality. He's very quiet and withdrawn, and he's older. He does seem like he's ready. He's been through some bad relationships in his life. I do really think he's ready to settle down. But I just do not get that from Dominique. And then on the preview, the mom had the nerve to be giving him a hard time. Which, look, you're supposed to give a man trying to marry your daughter the 3rd degree. You are. It is what it is. But, you know, she was like, you seem nice, but Jeffrey Dahmer was not. I was like, dang, mama. But I ain't gonna lie, I probably would have let him know I have my eye on you 24/7, okay? And plus, she has to look out for her daughter because her daughter don't know how to look out for herself. So we're going to move on to Jasmine and Aries. So when Jasmine is going dress shopping, we found out that her mom has breast cancer. They just found out a few weeks ago. And I don't want to get emotional, y'all. That was just the fact that her mom gets to go dress shopping with her and all of this, you know, this whole experience with her mom, and, you know, her mom helping her pick out her dress, help her getting ready for this wedding, you know, getting these words of wisdom, getting all of this on film. I didn't watch the after party before I filmed my review for last week. I feel the same way that I feel about Shaquille having that last moment with his grandmother on film. Some things are just invaluable. So to have all this footage of you and your mom doing this, whether the marriage works out or not, you'll have this forever. And I feel like for that alone, it's worth it, because you never know when it's gonna be your last with somebody. I just thought it was beautiful that her mom does get that chance to, you know, give her away. And I also really liked the dress that she tried on. It was different and it fit her beautifully. I think, you know, she looked amazing. She's a pageant queen, so I'm not shocked. She looked beautiful. But before we get to the wedding, let's get to Aries. Aries has admitted that he's been an F-boy in the past, but he claims all of that is over now. When he was trying on his tux, he was talking about how he missed his father and how he wished he was there. You know, he lost his father when he was 11 years old. Someone took his life, unfortunately, and so he never really had that male role model in his life to look up to, and because of that, he constantly felt the need to prove his manhood. And that's exactly what it is. Every time we see him on camera with his friends, he's being very performative. It's like this performative masculinity, and it's not even necessarily what he's saying. Sometimes it's how he says it. When he's talking about wanting children, he was like, yeah, this is gonna be a nasty, enjoyable process of making offspring. What? Like, why do you have to talk about the process of conceiving? Why can't you just say, yes, I can't wait to have children of my own, to have my own legacy? And then I didn't even mention this last episode, but he was like, you know, I'm only gonna be with one vagina for the rest of my life. I'm gonna say goodbye to the streets. Like, he's the type to be super lovey-dovey behind closed doors with his woman, and then when he gets in front of his friends, he switches up and try to act all tough and act all hard. I cannot stand it. I cannot stand that, because really it shows a weakness. It shows that you're not able to be vulnerable with your friends. You and your friends are stuck in this middle school mindset. Even his friend, when his friend asked him, like, are you gonna cry? You know, it's okay to cry. I cried when I saw my wife. He was like, no, I ain't gonna cry because I don't know her yet, but I might cry if she ugly. You know, it's, where's the maturity? Isn't he like almost 40? Isn't he 39? Like, I see no maturity. He claims that he's went to therapy. Have you really? Did you learn anything? Like, how many times have you been going? How long have you been going? Because I don't see any of that unless you had some extensive work to do. Unless you are worse than this. Like, I don't see any of the fruits of that. So we get to the wedding day. We didn't get to see the ceremony, but we did get to see him like standing outside, being nervous right before, you know, the wedding was supposed to start. And his cousin, the one that questioned whether he should be getting married or not, was pushing hard for him not to do this. She was like, you know, you don't have to do this, right? He kept giving these long soliloquies about, I hope this, I hope that. She was like, you sent a lot of hopes, but this ain't a game. This ain't nothing to play with. This is something that's gonna affect you for the rest of your life. This is something to take seriously. And she's not lying. Like, I don't know. I feel like this season, marriage is a game for a lot of these people. I'm sorry, I don't get serious for majority of them. I feel like a lot of people want to get married just to say they got married. Some people want to get married. Some people want to just be on Married at First Sight. Some people want their next adventure. You know what I'm saying? Under normal circumstances, I would be mad at somebody for saying stuff like that to someone right before they're supposed to get married. I'll be like, wow, that's not your place. You shouldn't be doing that. But I actually really respected her for doing that. That was something real, like, because not only are you looking out for him, you're looking out for whoever this woman is he's about to marry, because you know he's not ready to be married. I really trust her judgment. All the reasons why she said he's not ready, I could see it. I respect the cousin for stepping up and saying it, because, you know, a lot of people just sit back and watch the fireworks. Let me go ahead and move on to Kirsten and Shaquille's wedding. We finally see her walk down the aisle, and them seeing each other was very underwhelming. It was that classic, the man is grinning, he's happy with what he's seeing, he's excited, like, yes, this is exactly what I wanted. And then we see the woman putting on a happy face, but not happy with what she saw. Whenever she wasn't forcing that smile, she just looked uncomfortable, like real uncomfortable. I know this is a nerve-wracking experience, but if she would have had somebody that she just found so attractive down at the end, it would have been a different story, okay? But like I said, he was really excited to see her. He was like, God knew what he was doing. He was making you, and you know, everybody in the crowd just, ah! You know how we do. Cute little ceremony, and then when it came down to the kiss, she completely curved him. I mean, it's like he tried a couple of times to try to like kiss her, and she's just like, no, just a hug, just a hug. Like, I don't even know if she wanted him to kiss her cheek. It was just like but later on, he said he respected her for setting her boundaries. Do I think that men should ask the woman before kissing them? I think it's a nice gesture, because this is a stranger. Like, yes, it's your wife, but I think it's a nice gesture because you don't know where her head is, and you don't want to make her uncomfortable on this day. I respect her for not wanting to kiss him on the lips. You ain't got to. You ain't got to. That's your choice. But I'm like, if you get married, I mean, what's the trouble? What's the harm? What if that kiss is the difference between you not liking him and liking him? What if he a good kiss and you just like, oh, wow, I didn't expect to feel fireworks. You know what I'm saying? I'm just, oh, why not? You're getting married. But I will say, even though she's not attracted to him, I feel like visually, they actually look good together. They actually look cute together. She's a beautiful woman, and, you know, I think he's a very, like, dapper guy. So when they sat down and started having conversations, I love that he was open with her about his accident and the scar on his head. Very quickly, like right off the bat. I love that. He told her that he was run off the road by a drunk driver, and his whole family was ejected from the car, and he survived. And, you know, all this happened when he was only 7 years old. And I was just like, whoa. Like, I don't know. I guess, like, even with him retelling that story, I feel like we got a couple of new details, and I'm just like, he is so blessed to be here. He is here for a reason. Him and his family are here for a reason. I don't know. I feel like the way she reacted, I feel like she could have been a little bit more compassionate. I don't know. It's like, wait, how old are you again? Like, she was more focused on his age. So that's when we found out not only does she not like bald guys, she likes older men. She didn't like the fact that he was younger. And he's only younger by a couple of years, so stop. She's too picky for this show. Why did you come on this show? You are too picky. We are now on the 16th season of this show. Did you not see this show before you came on it? Don't you know that this sort of process requires you to be flexible and have an open mind? Like, you're not going to get exactly what you want. This is not Burger King, honey. As far as looks go, I mean, I feel like he's not the worst we've ever seen. We've seen way worse. And he has a great job. Like, he's ambitious the same way that you want it. Like, he has a lot of things that she wants. And I did watch After Party. I love the fact on After Party, Nicole was low-key shading her the whole time. Like, give this man a chance. Like, he's trying. He seems like he's excited to see you. At least be open. I will give her credit for saying this. She likes the fact that he has pretty teeth and his personality is outweighing everything she doesn't like. So hopefully that means she's gonna be more open in the future. And they also relate on being mentors to children. He's a mentor to some young men that go to his university, and she used to be a teacher. I just feel like they have a lot in common if she just gave him a chance. Yes, you should be attracted to your partner, but I just feel like if you come on a show like this, you have to be more open-minded. You just have to, or you're not going to get anything out of this experiment, and you're going to be the villain of the show. Okay, let's move on to Nicole and Chris. Nicole and Chris give me the same kind of vibe. I saw that more this episode. Like, before they got married, they were both nervous about, the other person not finding them attractive at the altar. She was sweating so bad she was dripping down her legs, child. She's an oversharer. But let me tell you something about Nicole. I really like Nicole. Nicole is so entertaining and quirky and funny and well-intentioned. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like her intentions are pure. I feel like she genuinely just wants love. I feel like she's one of those people that really did this show really because she wants to be married, right? I feel like this is going to be a great match. I don't know why. I probably shouldn't be saying that this early because things fall apart, child. And we be having 0 out of 5 married at the end of the season. But I don't know. I just get a good feeling from both of them. So when they were going dress shopping, she was very stressed and kind of picky about the dress she was going to buy. Her mom said she's going to need someone that's going to rein her in because y'all know she said motor mouth. She run that mouth a lot, okay? And she kind of needs somebody to rein her in. But I think it's in a good way. Y'all remember a couple of seasons. I forgot the lady name that was married to Mark the Shark. Y'all remember? I can't remember her name for nothing. People were saying she was going to need a man to rein her in, but I think it's because her mouth is real reckless and nasty. Like, from the beginning, we got that. I don't think Nicole runs her mouth in a nasty way. She's just one of those people that are really random and just says whatever's on their mind. But she seems very sweet and compassionate about it, as opposed to just saying something nasty just because it pops in your head. A lot of the couples gave each other gifts, but we really didn't get to see a lot of them. So he gave her this really nice ring, and he also gave her a moonstone as a gift. And it really touched her because she felt like those gifts were really thoughtful. And she felt like this showed that he cared already. And she teared up because she had never had a man that really cared about her before. And she was like, it's okay for me to love my husband already. And I don't know, y'all. From that moment, I was just like, I really want this to work. Because she investing 1,000% into this. You could tell she wants this to work, and she's going to try to make this work by any means necessary. His personality is a little quirky too, especially with the impressions. I knew it was people encouraging those impressions. His friends were encouraged. I was like, see, I knew it was somebody encouraging that. Stop, okay? But Nicole might love it. Nicole seemed like the type to be on her back cackling, thinking that's hilarious. So maybe you should show that to her. But when they finally met each other at the altar, they both seemed very pleased with each other. I feel like they were just really, really happy to finally meet. And they both had predicted each other's names. Apparently they told somebody else in the audience, I did too. I predicted your name too. Yeah, I knew your name was gonna be Chris. I knew your name was gonna be Nicole. I guess, child, both their families said both of them talk too much. Both of them love dogs. I feel like that's a huge trope on this show. They love to match people love that are dog lovers, which I feel like you should match a dog lover with another dog lover. I just do, because if you match a dog lover with a non-dog lover, that could be a huge issue. So I don't mind that. And they had a cute ceremony, and they ended up kissing on the lips at the end, and it was very cute. One thing that I learned from After Party, Nicole said right before she walked down the aisle, her friend, somebody in her bridal party was trying to turn up, and they popped open the champagne, and basically it sprayed her from head to toe. Most of her makeup got messed up, her dress and everything was soaked in champagne, her hair fell. And she felt very insecure about how she looked, as anybody else would, but we couldn't even tell. That just shows how great of a personality and an attitude that she had, because she really could have let that be a damper on her day, but she didn't let that stop her. I couldn't tell the difference. And I feel like that's like a great attitude to have when you're going to be, you know, in a relationship. Just push past it. But that aside, whoever that was, you ain't in the wedding no more. Okay, you gonna have to get out. I'm so sorry. There would have been some slow singing and flower bringing up at my wedding. Y'all would have heard the roof of the whole building come off if you spray me down on my wedding day. After I spent all this time and effort picking out this dress, putting on my makeup, doing my hair. I don't know how much money they spent on that out of their own pocket. And you gonna be that careless to spray me down? Girl, now that would have been a show. That would have been something to watch right there. But she was just really happy to finally be married. And, you know, when they had the conversation with each other, they seemed to gel really well, have nice little chemistry. He ended up saying why he lost the tip of his finger, because I did notice that it was missing. I just didn't bring it up. But he said it's due to a work injury. And you know he got paid. You know he got paid for that, okay? But yeah, both of them are attracted to each other, and I'm just honestly ready to see their journey, because like I said, I feel like both of them are genuine, and I'm glad that they were matched with one another. Okay, let's move on to Gina and Clint. Well, let me just say this. All of Clint's friends look like old head bachelors to me. Like, I did see a ring on maybe a couple of people's fingers, but a lot of them were single. They were talking about how he's ready. I was not convinced by any of their conversations. I really do feel like he's in the novelty of getting married at first sight and doing something crazy. He said this is the ultimate journey for an adventurer. I don't hear him really talking about love. Oh yeah, I want a partner to sail with. You don't have to go on Married at First Sight to find someone like that. I'm not saying he necessarily wants to be on TV, but I think he's doing it for the adrenaline rush of it all, and not because he actually genuinely wants to be married. I don't believe it. I just don't. I believe he's wasting everybody's time because he don't truly want to be tied down. Child, at one point he mentioned having 65 partners, and that's kind of what solidified it for me. Look, I don't like to judge people's past, but you kept up with how many people you slept with, and you told the world. So I feel like I'm just gonna look at that as you one of these old head bachelors that don't like to settle down. Even though I've heard way bigger numbers, but that rubbed me the wrong way too. And I feel bad for Gina, because she seems like a really, really, really sweet lady. Gina is so animated. She has the most animated facial expressions, okay? She's one of those people whose resting face is like a full-on show all your teeth smile. That at any given time you're gonna look at Gina and she's gonna be smiling hard, baby. Lips and teeth and mouth, just that's half of her face. Like, you're gonna constantly see her. When she was walking down the aisle, it was just like, I was like, girl, Gina, calm down. But I just think that's her personality. I'm not mad at it. She just is a very jovial person, right? And I also think, you know, she's very successful, and now she wants to find love, right? One thing I found out from after party, her stepdad didn't even make it to the wedding because he was too drunk. What is up with these dads? Disappointing. First it was Crystal's dad. He didn't want to get tested for C19, not get the poke, but he wanted to. He wouldn't even get tested. Okay, and then her stepdad gets drunk and don't even make it. Like, I would have been so over it. Okay, I'm telling you, he would have heard it from me. She also said that before the wedding, she got him some crystal glasses, and it was engraved with their wedding date, and also I believe some really nice whiskey or whatever. And guess what he got her? Some sailing gloves. Not even some cute girly sailing gloves, but just straight up, I hope you didn't just get it from your tool shed set sailing gloves. See, that's another thing that shows me he's not ready. Are you not thinking about your wife at all? You only think about you and what you want. And you selling. How you know she gonna want to sell with you? Okay, and I feel like that would be cute in addition to other, you know, other parts of the gift. Maybe you got her some nice jewelry. Maybe you got her some other meaningful gifts. But just to get her selling gloves, I was so, oof. This is not looking good, y'all. This is not looking good, because you could tell he's very self-centered, very self-involved, and very self-important. So everything's going to have to be about him. So they get ready to walk down the aisle. Side note, the bridesmaid's dress is hideous. 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 Every single last one. I didn't get really good pictures of all of them, but you can kind of see them in this picture. First of all, they don't even go together. I understand the concept of buying different styles of bridesmaid's dress, but they're in the same color or same color family, but those colors did not go together at all. I don't care what nobody said. The dresses themselves were ugly. And did y'all even try? Like, anyway, her dress was pretty though. I will say she looked really nice in her dress. She looked very pretty. I feel like it fit her shape really nice. So when they first walked down the aisle, she has this huge grin, which she always does. Walking down the aisle, you know, he's smiling. I really can't read him. He might just be smiling just to be smiling, child. She was very friendly. She gave him a hug. I love that she gave him a hug. I will say, as the ceremony went on, the more and more comfortable they got with one another. He seems like an extrovert. He knows how to, you know, mingle in those situations. So in that way, their personalities match. She had her large dog bring the rings down, so he got to see is it a Labradoodle? That huge dog, child. He walked down the aisle, gave her the rings, and went and sat down. And then when they finally had their kiss at the end, like, they kiss was kind of passionate for some strangers. Like, she pulled him in, leaned all the way back. I was like, that was kind of, you would think they knew each other, the way she kissed him. Afterwards, they're having this conversation. You know, she tells him she's a salon owner. He tells her he does consulting in the tech world. I was a little concerned about, you know, his employment, but he sounded like he make money. I ain't gonna lie. Now, that's one thing about him that I'm like, okay, at least have some money. But it turns out they both live in the same building. And I'm like, what type of vetting does this show do? Y'all, not only did y'all choose two people from the same building, those two people are being matched with each other. So you don't think it's a possibility that they met each other already? She said on after party, she figured it out. Like, she had met him before on the elevator, but so she didn't know his identity necessarily, but she knew somebody else from her building was going to be featured on this show and possibly match with her. How sloppy is production? Like, y'all didn't make sure this lady was at work or something like that? They filmed at her apartment doing like the home visit where they, you know, she shows them around her apartment and kind of shows them who she is. And the very next day, they're at his apartment and they were trying to act like, oh yeah, we're just getting shots for the show. And you got to be smarter than that. That woman is an entrepreneur. She's smart. She ain't finna just sit up here and accept whatever y'all tell her. So she already knew. That could have ruined it. Like, that could have ruined the entire surprise of getting married to a stranger. And really, like she said, she already met him. Once again, I'm just like, married at first sight, y'all are so sloppy. But anyway, y'all, their first little conversation was cute. It felt like a cute first date. They feel like people that would you know, have a very short-lived, like, fun relationship. You know, he would take her on our boat and they would have fun for a little while, but not actually settle down because of him. Like, he would never actually settle down. That's what it's giving, and honestly, I have no hope in this couple. I'm sorry, I don't. I feel like she deserves better. Y'all let me know what y'all think down below. I would love to hear your opinion. Do you agree with me? Do you not agree with me? And I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in my next one. Peace.